Pleasant good day to everyone. Now, I will present to you my action research entitled Blended Learning Approach in K-12, Grade 10 Mathematics, the Effect on Student Achievement. I, Marian D. Master Teacher 1 of Indang National High School, Indang Annex. E-materials are part of the new trend, the so-called blended learning. A new teaching method combining physical and virtual sources. Beside the classical presentation of the materials, the student have access to electronic materials such as videos, presentations, electronic worksheets, Java applets, e-tests, and educational software like GeoGebra. These materials can be attained through the web application accessible not only through a computer but also through tablets and smartphones. The presence of tablets, smartphones, and netbooks grows in direct proportion to their price. Nowadays, almost every student owns a smartphone with an internet connection which allows an individual approach in electronic materials. Teachers can thus explicit the potential of ICT in the teaching of mathematics. In this regard, to address the wide range of performance across the region, there is a need for the mathematics framework for the basic education, which presented the ideal structure on how and what mathematics education should be. The developer of the smartphone framework took into consideration the active participation of the student in teaching and learning process for the higher achievement result. On the other hand, Philippine secondary school is encountering the crisis as evident by the result of the recent national achievement test in the division of Cavite. The summary of findings revealed that the mathematics got 35.54% rank, lowest among the 5 learning areas tested. A student can, on the average level, answered only at least 3 out of the 10 questions. The overall MPS is 44.23, falls under the average mastery level. The study aimed to determine the effect of the blended learning approach on the student achievement of the grade 10 mathematics of the selected grade 10 student in Indang National High School during the first quarter of the school year 2019-2020. Specifically, this study will answer the following question. What is the pretest achievement level of the student before the implementation of the blended learning approach? Second, what is the post-test achievement level of the student after the implementation of the blended learning approach? And lastly, is there a significant difference on the student achievement before and after the implementation of the blended learning approach? The hypothesis of the study: there is no significant difference on the student achievement before and after the implementation of the blended learning approach. The participants of the study are the selected grade 10 absolute students of Indang National High School during the first quarter of the school year 2019-2020. It consists of 19 male and 31 female for the total of 50. Students will be selected based on the result of the achievement test in grade 10 mathematics covering the topic in the first grading period. Purposive sampling will be employed in selecting the respondent of the study. The study will employ the pre-experimental one-group pretest-posttest study. The benefit of this design is the inclusion of the pretest in order to determine the baseline scores This design will be used to determine the effect of the blended learning strategy in the academic achievement of the grade 10 students. The statistical treatment used was the mean, the standard deviation, and the t-test. The advent of the technology in education gave rise to the blended learning approach in teaching. Students tend to perform better and faster when teaching is aided by the technology. One of the premises of the online technology is that they can increase the access to non-traditional and understand students by bringing a host of educational resources and experiences to those who may have limited access on campus only the higher education. The diagram shows the first level, which is face-to-face classroom learning, which include the laboratory session and the tutorial session. The second one will be the online learning, the email, the discussion forum, the Facebook group, and the chat room. The third one will be the self-management learning, the audio, the videotape, the articles, and the book review from the digital library. The first table shows the result of the effect of the blended learning approach in the academic performance of the students. The pre-test got the mean of 10.96, while the post-test got the mean of 15.68, which the mean gain 4.72, which has the equivalent increase, which is 43.07%. The second table shows the result of the comparison of the pre-test, the post-test achievement scores of the student before and after the implementation of the blended learning approach. As you can see, the mean of the pre-test is 10.96, the standard deviation is 4.73, while the mean for the post-test is 15.68, and the standard deviation is 4.36. The computed t-test is 10.66 with the p-value as a 0.0. The degrees of freedom is 49. So as we can see, the interpretation of this study shows that there is a significant difference on the pre-test and post-test achievement of the students before and after the implementation of the blended learning approach. To summarize, findings show that the intervention revealed the positive effect on the academic performance of the student. Pre-test and post-test scores among the respondents revealed the significant difference. This study enabled the student to learn at their own pace due to the flexibility of the blended learning and the ability to access internet resources. Allow the student to learn at their own pace, meaning a teacher should help speed up the learning process or could give more advanced resources if necessary. A blended learning approach provided the ultimate flexibility in presenting the content. Complex topics could be presented in the classroom, while the other subject matter could be available online. Here are some of the references. To end this presentation, blended learning increases the engagement. As a learner, participate in face-to-face training and interact with relevant and actionable video, audio, text and presentation, and other types of bite-sized content, and they are more likely to engage, retain information, and apply what they have learned to do their job. Again, a pleasant good day to everyone, and thank you.